The following video has been approved by the JD marketing team. The video has been rated JD. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. So, I had to cut the last episode short because we're way over time, and I know how big a project this episode's going to be. So, I'm going to have to put in a number of cuts. There's going to be a number of cuts. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can get it down to one cut, but we'll get to that in a second. So, we're on a new planet, okay? This is Tasmanius number 5. This is going to be our construction planet. It has resources, don't really care. It has 100% construction area. And that's really its only defining factor. That, and it's an okay color to look at, which is something that has sort of frustrated me a little bit. That some of the colors, some of the planets themselves, especially after I turn on the light mod, maybe I take that back. Maybe I take that back. Maybe it's still too bright. Although I think the light mod's just too bright, and that's really the issue. Okay, so this particular planet. Well, first off, you can see that there's been some prep work. Somebody's already been here and has set up some bare basics because this planet's going to have some serious production on it. First off, let's cover what we have here already. So we have belts, sorters, assemblers, miners. Even though we've got the lovely mod that I've now got installed that will take care of mining machines and stuff for us. You know, I'm still going to pretend we're going to use miners, and also has Tesla towers. On top of that, I've also brought in antimatter fuel rods and refineries, and I'm forgetting something. Nope, can't remember what it is. Substations. That's what it is. It is substations. Now I have the grounded substations. I'm more than happy to use them, and we're going to be using a number of them, I think. Technically, well, there's no warpers in here, so, and no ships. So I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, and over on this side we have the bare basics. You know, the towers, the ships, and all important warper cores. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, now that I have the lovely mining mod, we're going to set up some resource gathering. So here we have iron, copper, silicon, titanium, stone, coal, fire ice, and fractal silicon. So, we're going to do iron, copper, stone, coal, silicon, titanium, fractal silicon, fire ice. Along with silicon again, iron again, stone again. Yeah. Silicon, can we clear silicon, stone, and what was the other one? Silicon, stone, and iron. And can I get that cleared? And we'll do iron here. We'll do fire ice, iron, silicon, stone, and fire ice? We're already doing fire ice. Fractal silicon here. And then we'll swap that one out for fire ice. Okay, so I'm going to start requesting in resources, which means we're going to set that as high as possible. Demand, and then it can just start mining resources. We're going to take our belt from this guy, because this guy happens to have warpers, number 5, and plug that in there. Plug number 6 into, come on, into there, and then no, this tile, please. Number 6. Hey, ship's just got a little bit faster. Okay. In there. So we need to go demand, more demand, way more demand, some more demand, and some more demand. With demand and demand and demand and demand and demand. Okay, so that's the first thing I had to do. Had to make sure we're actually requesting resources and they can fly off and take the resources wherever they need to go. Same with here and same with here. Now I can do, I've still got 3 on the other side. We might do that as well. But I want to talk about this planet, what we're going to be doing on this planet. This planet is going to be, well, I've sort of alluded to it. We need some rockets, okay? We need some significant amounts of rockets. And if I just put this sheet on the screen for a second, we can see what we're planning on doing. So we're planning on doing 30 rockets per second, just for a recap. 30 rockets per second, which requires all of these items. Now, I've turned off stuff like titanium and, you know, graphene and iron and silicon, because they all come from our forged with fire planet. There we go. So I've turned off the details of things we don't need to know about. On top of that, there's one other thing I get to turn off, which is going to be solar cells, because we don't actually need solar cells. We have a planet dedicated to solar cells. We are planning on using 6 belts of solar cells, so we might need an upgrade as well, but we can turn that one off as well. So this is our new production line, okay? And then there's actually an interesting button here called flow. All right, and if we look at the flow, we can see, you know, this is the final product that we're planning on making, the carrier rockets, and the recipe requires these items, being 2 belts of this, and this, and then we can actually step back through this and go, okay, 60 quantum chips requires 120 plane filters and some amount of process, 120 processes. If we click on processes, we can see I actually need to have 300 processes, of which 40% go to this product and 60% go to that product. So we can sort of see where resources are going. The only one I'm planning on doing is deuterium fuel rods. That's the only thing I want to get done this episode. In saying that, there's a couple of things we're going to need. There's going to be deuterium, a lot of it. There's going to be titanium alloy, that's fine, that's shipped in, don't have to worry about that. And there's going to be supermagnetic rings. Supermagnetic rings is actually the one item I'm concentrating on this episode. If we click on there, buried, we can see all the magnetic rings I'm producing are going to deuterium fuel rods. Okay, they don't go anywhere else, so it's a very, very easy thing for me to cover. So this is why we're doing this first. If I go backward, we can see electromagnetic turbines go into the supermagnetic rings. If we go one step back from that, which is electric motors, we can see all of those go into electromagnetic turbines. If we go one step back again, which is graphene. No, that's graphite. No, that's the other graphite. No idea. Magnetic coil is one byproduct that I need to make, but we can see the magnetic coil goes into either motors or electric motors or electromagnetic turbines. So this whole production is, oh, there we go, energetic graphene, which is going directly to that. So it's a very, magnets. Magnets are going to the supermagnetic rings or the supermagnetic rings or the magnetic coil. So it's a very, very tiny thing I need to worry about. And it just means I can knock one thing off my giant list. I can knock this off. Just entirely. Just knock it off. Okay, so we need to make 2 belts worth of this material. Go across to here. Go to here. Okay, 2 belts worth of supermagnetic rings is going to require, and this is where the numbers get stupid, 120 assemblers doing supermagnetic rings, 160 doing electromagnetic, 320 doing electric motors, 160 doing gears. Iron I don't have to worry about, it's shipped in, but it is 24 belts worth of iron, something to pay attention to. 16 belts of magnetic coils, 22 belts of magnets. I actually have no idea if our magnet production is big enough to cover that, but you know, that's sort of done, and you know, graphene is done, so you know, this is the production I have to make. I have to make magnetic coils, I have to make gears, I have to make electric motors, magnetic turbines, and then supermagnetic rings. So going through the steps, this is what I need for one belt of 30, okay, and I need 4 of these, okay. For the electric motors, that's 1 belt, but I need 8 belts worth, okay. Gears, I need 8 belts worth of gears as well. which is really easy. That's a 1-to-1, okay? Really, really easy, 1-to-1. And then magnetic rings, this is what I needed. Like, it's 10 assemblers. It's really not that hard. But I need 16 belts worth, which is 160 assemblers. So this is what we're doing for this episode. We're going to try and build this. Now, I am going to try and build it... in little sections. And then we're going to, like, because we have the power of blueprints now, we're going to blueprint it into place, if that makes sense. So we just got to come up with designs, and then we'll just work out the rest later. Okay, so we're going to start with yes. Okay, that's an interesting update. Also, you notice that the frames are getting bad. The UPS is also bad. Also, I need to bury resources that are going to get in my way. We're going to come out to here. And because this is going to be 10 assemblers long per belt for the the magnetic rings, we're going to start up higher on the planet. And the plan will be something along the lines of magnets, copper. It's a 1-to-1. Can I get an assembler, please? Just so we can all look at the recipe together. It is a... Oh, it's a 2-to-1. Oh. Why is that saying 1-to-1? Oh, because it outputs 2. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so I need... For every belt of magnets, I need half a belt of copper. That's where I was wrong. Okay, so I need to do magnets. It's only going to be about 10 assemblers long, so it's going to be about that long. We're going to pick you up and put you, say, there. Then we're going to do a return belt. No, we're going to move magnets 1 belt further out. Then we're going to do a return belt. And then a copper belt. Which means the next one goes there. Which will then have a return belt. Which will then have an out belt for magnets. So this becomes a... Can I just give you a recipe, please? No, that is not the recipe we're looking for. And my mouse is not set up again. Can I get a substation like there and there so things don't flash at me? Okay, so you're going to be magnet in, resource out, copper in, resource out, magnet in. Something like that. And then 10 long. And then, depending on how much room we have left... Okay, so that'd be a magnet out. A... 1, 2, 3... So right about here would be the return belt in. Then you're going to have a... copper out. Then you're going to have a return belt in. And then around the back, we'll have another 1, 2, 3. So you go there, and you go there. And it's going to be something along those lines. So that's an in, that's an out, that's an in. Yeah. And then that one goes on that way. Okay, so that's the basic setup. And that'll give me 1, 2, 3. That'll give me 4 belts worth. And I needed 16 belts or something. 16 belts worth. So this would be 10 long. Actually, we'll build out the first one. Okay. The other ones I'm definitely not going to be building out because we're going to be short on time. And as you can see, well, you guys probably can't see, but occasionally I'll click something and the belts, like, the click happens 3 frames later. Consequently, my mouse has already moved and things don't line up. Okay, so we want to go... that's not long enough. Okay, so it's 7. And yes, I'm probably going to be using a lot of substations to power things up. I'm hoping to get the basic design done, and then I'll fine-tune builds after the fact. That's a return, and yes, it does look to me like all the belts are going backward because I'm skipping frames. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I come here, you'll also be 10. You will also be 10. And so the curve of the world changes. So I'm actually going to drag it out to there, and I'm going to intentionally, come on, hit the plus button, put a gap in between the assemblers. Nope. Intentionally put a gap in between the assemblers so they sort of line up. Alright. Remove erroneous belts. Okay. Whoop. See, that one didn't get a decon on it. Okay. But it does mean, and this is why I'm doing it this way, it means I can then copy this, and then in theory, untested at this point, I can then move it up and down the planet until I get a good location. So I can see when I come down here, it's a shorter build. Yes, I don't have the resources on me, but it's a shorter build. Up here, it's a longer build. You know, that would be probably an okay spot for it. But for this one, it'll probably be just 1, 2, 3, 4 around the planet. But step one, okay? That's step 1. Step 2 is going to be gears. So again, we'll just step around to here-ish. Can I have a whole bunch of sorters? Oh, I'll just grab a bunch of assembly machines and I'll grab a bunch of belt. So I should have all the materials on me. Can I get a power source just anywhere? Alright, this is going to be easy. It's going to be iron. That's it. I just have to worry about iron. So we're going to do... Okay, 20 machines long. So it's a belt moves 30 items per second. If we click on this and we click on gears, gears take 1 second, so 30 items per second. Assembly machine running at 1 item per second means I need 30 assemblers. My machines run at 1.5 times per second, so I only need 20 assemblers. But I do need, back to the first step, I do need 8 belts worth. So if I can get, ideally, we'll do... We'll do assembler. Have you make gears, copy paste. You'll do iron out, and it's just 20 assemblers long, which is, you know, about there somewhere. And then you'll do gears back. You do in, out, turn the lights, and then it's the same on the bottom side. It's nothing too complicated, and we just drag this out 19 long without the gap in them. 13, 17, okay, I wasn't long enough. 18, one short. There we go. Same for the bottom side. Okay, nothing too complicated. I have left a gap. At least I believe I left a gap. I'm planning on leaving a gap. Yeah, I've left a gap in the middle. So it means I can power up this from the inside with normal power poles should I need to. That'll be 2 belts out, 2 belts in. I need 8 belts total, 4 builds. Yeah. Okay, I've got belts, room for belts in the middle. So if I do iron out and get rid of that, do that as in, actually do that as in, do that as iron out, iron out, iron in, grab one of those, do the inserters line up correctly, that's the in, that's the out, yes they do, and then I should be able to just hit the alt button and drag this out, and you should be magically 19 assemblers long. You are perfect. Okay, so that's the top half, that's the bottom half. That'll give me 2 belts, 4 belts, double it, 8 belts. Okay, done. See, this is really easy, really easy. I've still got to place everything, but you know, it's easy so far. We're gonna go back to over here. I'm definitely gonna come down one for this because this is engines. Engines are gonna be definitely more difficult. Just bury that. We'll put you here. Well, that failed. I clicked and nothing happened. Okay, engines. Engine number 9. Okay, so I need an assembler. It's going to look something like this. The assembler is going to make engines. Engines require, for 1 belt of engines, we're going to require 1 belt of coils. We're going to require, let's do you as a return first. Pick that up, move it up against there. So, for a belt of engines, I need a belt of coils, a belt of... Helps if I set these. Okay, a belt of coils, a belt of gears, which we're making both these here locally, and a belt of iron. Now, one thing I should mention is I want to try and make sure in all circumstances I don't pull, at least from another planet, I don't pull more than 4 belts out of a tower. Okay, if it's got to come from the big ships, 4 seems to be a good number. Okay, so that's coils, gears. Then we need iron. And I'm going to be limited to basically 4 belts of iron. The coils and the gears and everything, because they're made here, I can go way higher, because they're going to be moved around by the itty-bitty drones, which can't move as much, but they move way faster, and I can have 50 at this end pulling, and 50 at the other end pushing, so it's really not an issue. These guys move 1,000, but they have to fly further distances. This is why we're doing that research. Now, the catch is, I need 2 iron. So I'm actually going to have to run another belt out the front to get my iron. And so that means you're an in, an in, an in, an out, and an in. It also means that every build is 40 assemblers long. So it's going to be massive. Yeah, the reach distance mod, really, really handy for these ridiculous builds. Build belt out to there, build belt out to there, build belt out to... see what I mean about the game not registering all the clicks? Okay. So, you alt... you are hard up against one another. Yeah. That's 25. That's 39. So that ends up being where the build is. And that's 1 belt of engines. Okay. Now I should be able to double this from the same tower. So we should be able to do a iron out, a material return, a assembler, technically rotated that way. It doesn't matter the order of these as long as they exist. A gear. I just noticed there's a fault line right there. Okay, we're going to see how this looks after. I might have to manually rebuild it all. Okay, I only need a little bit to test with. So we'll just do that much. Get rid of that. That's enough to test with. And if I copy all of that, do you copy and paste neatly? Yeah, apart from the zigzag bit at the back from... Oh, because of the fault line. So apart from that one zigzag, it's copied perfectly fine. Okay, so the thing is, this is 2 belts worth with 4 belts of iron plate coming out, and I need 8 belts total. So I need to build this 4 times around the planet. Yeah, it's going to go halfway around the planet. If I keep it here, if I move it down the world, it'll be less. Well, actually, it's going to have to move up the world slightly to start with, so we're not building over this fault line. So yeah, I should be able to fit it in this gap. And we'll just build... What did I say? This is 2 belts, and we need 8 belts. So I need 4 of them around the planet. 4? I need 8 belts worth. So there to there, which is not quite a quarter of the planet. So it's basically going to go all the way around the planet. Basically. Not quite, but close to. Alright. So, 2 builds out of the way. Or is that 3 builds? 3 builds out of the way. Next one is going to be... I haven't even got to the final product. Next one is going to be these guys, which is 2 for 2 for 2 for 1. Okay, this actually sounds easy. Can we do magnets and green engines? And... oh crap, I just realized it's not easy. It's 2 for 2 for 2 for 1. Okay, so that means a return belt. Let's just start with a return belt. Is going to need a output belt of magnetic coils. Then it's going to need... oh. Cancel. Cancel. I want that type of engine. Then it's going to need... engines. Except it doesn't need engines. It needs... 2 coils and 2 engines. So even after I put my assembler in here, I then need to give it another coil. And then... nope, that's coils again. I need to give it... oh. Fine. That one, that one, that one. Okay, and then that's got to go to there. Okay, and then we set this recipe, and you need a input. I gotta stop and have a real good look at the belts because they're all going backward. Okay, and then this takes 2 seconds. I want 30 on a belt, which means I need 60 assemblers. And then because the assemblers run at 1.5 times crafting speed, it then means I just need 40 of them, not 60 of them. Which is like good news, right? Yeah. There is no way that's going to be enough built. There. To there. To there. To there. To return. Nope. To there. Okay. And you two didn't connect. Alright. Hold on. Alt. I'll press the Alt button. That's 30. That's Moore's. That's 39. Okay, it's just as long as the build prior to it. Yeah. And again, I then need a return belt, which goes in there, and then I need one output. And then a second output. And then on the other side of the assemblers at 1, 2, 3 here. I need the third output. And that's the fourth output. Which means you go there? Yes. Okay. And again, I'm going to need 4 belts. So one of these builds and then a second build tagged on the end. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're still in an easy street. Easy street. Then we need... Sorry, I don't actually have the last one on the screen. Okay. We're coming down the center part of the planet. Can I get substations? And I'll have to work out how to power everything after the fact. Like, depending on their placement, some of these I'll be able to put a power pole, little power poles in the middle. Other ones that have to be substations above and maybe below. We'll see. We'll work it. I'll work that out after the fact. Okay. Next one is yeah, come on, give me. Next one is the actual end product. Okay, which requires 2 and 3 and 1, which is 6 items. It's 6 items in. Sorry, mouse moved. It's 6 items in and 1 item out. Which means there is no way I can build a belt's worth. Okay, I'm going to be able to do half a belt's worth, which would be half a belt of the graphene, 1 belt of the energy, no, the electromagnetic turbines, and 1.5 belts of magnets. So rather than building 30 in a row, or 30 worth, so a full belt's worth, I'm going to only be able to build half a belt's worth with that, and that. Okay. So we're going to need, I need you to move thoroughly out of my way. Okay. We already know we're going to need magnets. I'm going to need a belt and a half of magnets. Okay. That is not what I wanted. Thank you. So a belt and a half of magnets. Plus, I'm going to require the actual turbines themselves. And I'm going to require the energetic graphene. And then I'm going to require a return belt. Yeah? Okay, let's reverse those two for reasons. You go to there, and then the other one was number 3, goes to there. Okay, now in saying that, even though I'm only building half a belt's worth is still going to be, oh yeah, that actually lined up. Nope. Crafting time of 3 seconds. It's still going to be, so 3 seconds would be 90 assemblers. For a 1-to-1 crafting, because we have a crafting speed of 1.5, it's only 60 assemblers. And then because I'm aiming for half a belt, it's half that again, it's 30 assemblers. So, you know, probably about that much. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so then we're going to put one of those. We're just going to start anywhere. It doesn't really matter. I can easily rearrange things. Okay, so you... you have 1.5 belts in, which means I'm just going to put sorters on both belts. You're going to have half a belt of the graphene, a whole belt of the turbines, and then we're going to set you to do that. I'm going to grab from here belt, and I don't see a pile of sorters, so probably a pile of sorters. Okay, so first things first, we need 30 assemblers long. 29 is the magic number I'm looking for. That is 27. Yeah. 8, 9. Okay. Alright, so that's half the build. Half the belt. Well, that's half a belt's worth, and I need 2 belts worth. So what I'm going to do is we have potentially half a belt of magnets. So I'm going to put another belt of magnets beside this. Which means hopefully, and in theory, there's no guarantees, but hopefully this empties this belt and then this belt. Is there any way to force that? It's 30 assemblers long. I could remove one inserter from the first 20 assemblers so they can drag off one belt and just have the last 10 run off the half belt. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. Then I need graphene. 1, 2, 3. So that means graphene would be here, roughly. There. And then... oh crap. You don't have a return. Do you? Oh no, you do, on the far outside. Okay, never mind. And then we have... yeah, I need you to swap, thank you. Then we have the turbines. And then we have the return belt. Which should mean I should be able to copy that, flip it twice, put it on that side, hit the Alt button, run up here very, very, very far away. And once we find all the frames back, put down another 30. So that should be, in theory, 2 half belts of supermagnetic rings. Okay? And I've used 9 out of the 12 ports. Which means there is no way I can fix this up. I'd need to copy it, paste it, end to end. Maybe rotate it, have one going left to right and have the other one go right to left because I can't put the towers too close to one another. But I need to do something. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Step 1. Step 1, how many belts? Let's go back to my original maths. 16 belts of magnetic rings. 8 belts of gears. This builds 4 belts after it's fully built out. So 4 belts worth of gears. This does 4 belts worth of magnetic rings. Yes. Okay, so 4 belts of this. So I need 4 of these belts. This is going to do 4 belts worth. So I'm going to need 2 of these belts. This one will do 2 belts of engines. So I'm going to need 4 of the engine builds. This one will do 2 belts of the turbines. So I'm going to need 2 of these builds. And then this one does 1 belt of the supermagnetic rings. I'm going to need 2 of these builds. That's the plan. That's the plan. And I'm going to need power everything. So I'm probably predicting... in the future, I'm going to be putting down a few extra suns. Yeah, I forgot to max those out. And also forgot to set that really low. I guess you guys don't need to warp. Maybe you should. Yeah, we shouldn't be short on warpers. Okay, alright. What am I going to do? I'm going to put in a cut. I'll see you guys in a bit after I get all of this done. Okay, we're back, and after some small amounts of deconstruction, I'm not fixing it. Okay, small amounts of deconstruction and just like absolutely ruining the planet. We are up and running now. I wanted to. Okay, you are a local demand, but I have a whole bunch of warpers, so you can have some warpers. Okay. And then you're a local supply, remote supply, sure. You're a remote demand. You're a remote demand. You're a local demand, which should see ships flying from just about everywhere to right here to top this up. Okay, no, only... nope, we got builds over there as well. What is that? Oh, that's one of the builds that I built that I decided I didn't like. Yes, okay. So, that's that one running. You go remote demand. Can I give you some warpers too? Cool, have some more warpers, thank you. Local demand, no. Remote demand... have more warpers, thank you. Local demands. Local. Done. Okay, and again, hundreds and hundreds of ships popping over. So, that should get these two up and running. Now, there might be some trash on the ground. Just a little bit. Oops, wrong button. If we zoom out a little bit, we can... That's one of my trash piles. Hang on, it's... Oh, no. I succeeded in spreading it out further. Hang on. Oh, no. You can't go away, trash. We're trying to collect up all of it. Many small steps. No big steps. Little ones. Yeah, it's... I built a build, and I turn it on, and then I was like, yeah, I could do this a little bit better. And then rearrange these. And they're already full at the time. So, you know, it happens. Okay, so I think that's one... Oh, no, I did it again. Okay, grab everything again. Or at least most of it. I need a bigger tractor beam. I'm not sure if I like this feature or I hate this feature. I do like the fact that it gives you a dialogue if you want to remove a interstellar station now. Because I have accidentally removed them in the past, and they can be somewhere between very expensive and extremely expensive. And especially when they were full, and you end up with, like, this. That's a little pile of junk on the ground. It was full. It was like 20,000 items on the ground all at once. Okay, collect all this. Yes, I am going to attempt to fly this into orbit. Mainly because I can. And yes, there's assembly machines, belts, and sorters in the junk on the ground. There's everything. My inventory filled up as I was deconstructing. And it's easier to build more than it is to clean up after myself. Okay. Alright, so then I want to fly up. And then I want to fly forward and accelerate. Didn't really work. No, there's just a long... Ah, no. There is some of it. There is also a long line of space junk on the ground. Yeah, it's all going to come crashing down. Yeah, it's a little bit of an eccentric orbit as well. I think it's... No, it's not crashing yet. Yeah, it's definitely an eccentric orbit. I wonder if it slows down with atmosphere. Maybe that's the issue. I just need to get it higher. And it's somehow rotating around... No, there's two different... I'm confused. There's some up here. And then there's a big line all the way down here. No, they're in the same inclination. And then there's a whole nother pile over here. Okay, whatever. We have space junk. We have space junk. Which is not directly overhead. Even though everything else is in a dead straight line right here. Yes. Confused. Very confused. Also a lot of junk. I do wish there was a button to delete the junk on the ground and leave the junk in orbit. Especially if you can get a stable orbit. That would be somewhat cool. No, really, I can't use the middle mouse to rotate. Okay, please don't do that. Please, Icarus. Pick it all back up. All of it. More of it. A whole lot of it. You were making such neat straight lines. I just wanted to rotate a little bit. So I keep walking straight into the pile of junk. Alright. We're gonna... Yeah, that's the problem. As soon as you go to sail speed, it drops. Yep, cathode. Okay, alright. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need more practice. Okay, so, I've been wafting for too long. This is what I want to do. I wanted to get at least this production up and running. So, next episode. Next episode, we have all the magnetic coils done. The titanium alloy we're just going to import. I'm going to throw that on the ground. I'm going to throw that on the ground. And I'm going to throw that on the ground along with a few of those. The titanium alloy we're just going to import. So it should be a case of just putting down the assemblers required to make deuterium fuel rods. In saying that, it is... I got to bring out my calculator again. It's 20 belts of deuterium. So between episodes, I need to go find and visit some gas giants. So new exploring, new systems also means I have a chance to name some more systems after lovely Patreon members. So yeah, I'm going to be going out and just like, you've got deuterium and you've got deuterium and you don't, not even going to visit, you don't, not going to visit, so on and so forth. And just pop around and just visit a couple of new stars that anybody who has deuterium definitely going to get a visit. And probably just tackle the gas giant, nothing else. Maybe. It's now so easy to grab resources. Actually, I'll probably land on a planet. Any planets have rare resources and just tap those at the same time. Actually, one thing I should mention, and we won't go into it now, but I will later. I have installed, more mods. More mods. Advanced stats? I don't know. We'll cover it in the next episode. But being able to see exactly what resources I have coming in and what resources I have coming out makes a massive difference. Like, my production rate for stone is this, as that. That's my theoretical max production and consumption. Like, my production rate's not going to keep up. My silicon is even worse. Yeah, so I can definitely see. Well, I don't even know if silicon's running at full speed, but potentially I need to go tap more silicon. Copper I'm fine on. Iron I'm fine on. Although if everything turns on, maybe I'm not. Do I feel confident about copper? I'm fine on. Titanium I'm fine on. Yeah. So even fire ice is low. Wow. Kimberlite ore, no, we're fine. Fractal silicon, we're fine. Optical grading crystal, I'm not even using that. Spinoform, actually, technically we're not. Well, there you go. And technically, currently, we're consuming iron faster. We're making iron ingots, that is. Same with copper. Same with silicon. Okay, some of these numbers are starting to worry me. But yes, I will cover this mod in the next update, or the next video rather. With all that said, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. I will see you on the next episode where, yes, I've visited some new planets, named some new ones after some new patrons. Oh wow, that is a lot of ships going back and forth. And even more ships going that way. Oh wow. Okay, yep, I'm calling it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.